Nightly, you saw the president hiding under the bed. Furthermore, you could tell if the security camera had been turned on by looking at the monitors. In that moment when the president wouldn't hear the gunshot or see the room, you had a chance to fire a third bullet at Rook.
Riley, did you really? You deceived me.
You really think I killed that moron? That's cold, Mr. President. Have a little faith in me. The bodyguard who's risking his life to protect you.
I want to believe you, I really do, bud.
I just don't get it. Why are you suspecting me alone? There's still the possibility that she's the killer.
His gun is not the murder weapon. The number of missing bullets makes that clear.
Maybe it was one shot to be short to begin with. Ever think of that?
What?
Maybe it already fired a shot yesterday or the day before.
You're brain dead.
The second shot was fired today. And the one that hit Rook.
Wasn't that just the perfect excuse?
Excuse? The possibility exists. You can't deny that.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of, like, reasonable doubt, right? Like, it's not, like, for sure 1,000,000%. Reasonable doubt's, like, 95% sure. It's like, yeah, it's pretty unreasonable to expect that the gun had been pre-fired earlier. This person that has never fired a gun before, it lands a 1 in a million shot to kill Rook, rather than this guy who has motive to gain doing it. It's possible, but it's extremely unlikely. He's right, I can't deny it completely.
You need decisive evidence. Evidence so decisive that it makes my heart stop and my logic crumble. You got something like that?
Ugh. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything? At this rate, Nicole will... Mr. Prosecutor. It's true, I did an awful thing for a scoop. But I never killed nobody. I could never do a thing like that. Decisive evidence. If I could prove the murder weapon was Knightley's gun. Prove it was his gun.
Yeah, it'd be great if you had the bullet that hit the balloon. Then you could examine it and see if the ballistic markings matched my gun.
Knightley's. If we can find the bullet that took Rook's life, we can determine which gun fired the shot from the ballistic markings.
If you got no evidence, then we're done talking.
Hold it.
What? You don't seriously have decisive evidence?
Naturally.
That's a big joke. Well, come on now, show us. What is this so-called evidence?
The bullet that took Rook's life. That's the decisive evidence I need. The evidence. Do I have it? Yeah. Rook has it. I have the bullet, right? Here. Somewhere.
If the camera does dig, just shoot it. Or so the thing goes. Because I hope I'll get a blast a hole in you. Right in your chest.
Rook was killed here. So where did the bullet go? Yeah, I can show you the bullet. It's here. And to think of it, there's one thing in this room that's always felt out of place. Okay, well, I guess I don't have it. I don't have it.
Okay, it's game over, man.
However, it is somewhere in this room.
What?
The bullet that killed Rook pierced through his body. So where did the bullet go earlier? You explained it like this. Bullet that took Rook's life pierced through his body and then hit the vest.
That's right. It'd be dangerous if he hadn't worn the bulletproof vest.
However, now that the fake assassination plan has come to light, we know that the bullet in this bulletproof vest was prepared earlier. So then, where did that bullet go?
Interesting. Very interesting. Do you have an answer?
I have evidence that shows the location of the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. Fuck. I mean, it went through the right side of his body. Like, that kind of gives evidence. It's gonna be where that bear is, right? In this room, there's one thing that's clearly missing.
Something's missing. You sure it's not your brain?
I'd like you to look at the rack of security monitors. Oh! See if you noticed, Mr. President. Among these images of the plane's surroundings, only one feed, the feed from the right side of the plane, is absent. That's what's missing, a single monitor. Mr. President, there was originally a monitor here, wasn't there?
That's right. Why is there a stuffed toy now?
It must have been put there to hide the empty space where the monitor used to be. Why is the monitor missing and where did it go? Why? Undoubtedly, because it was hit by the bullet. That makes so much more sense. I thought that was like a picture of the fucking thing. I'm stupid. Or to make us think the bullet really hit the bulletproof vest. It would be a problem if another bullet hole was discovered. So then where'd the monitor go? Where? Should be hidden somewhere inside this plane. There hasn't been a chance to dispose of it outside since it was shot. Detective Gumshoe, search this plane.
Order that, sir!
President Wang, you said extraterritorial laws apply to this plane.
I will allow it. There is no problem. I just want to know the truth of Rook's death.
Damn it! You think this is a joke? You're always like this. Rook this, Rook that.
Detective, we have his approval. Go ahead.
Mr. Edwards, found it, sir!
Good work, Detective. And now let's extract the bullet from the monitor.
If I do this here and do that...
Oh, got it! Well, it's definitely stained with blood. I'm certain this bullet is the bullet that killed Rook. You want to explain this before I send this to the crime lab? It's the bullet that will crush your arguments. The decisive evidence that blows a hole in your logic. If the ballistic markings on this bullet do not match the gun found in the audience area, Miss Swift will be cleared of suspicion. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? Detective, we need to examine the ballistic markings. Send this gun and bullet to forensics.
Roger! We should be able to find clear markings on the bullet, sir!
It's gonna be that gun though, probably, right? Now then, let's listen to the forensic report.
Reporting! First, the blood on this bullet matches the victim's blood.
So this bullet really did take Rook's life.
Also, Horace Knightley's fingerprints were found on this gun.
Knightling's fingerprints probably came from when he took all our evidence. The real issue is the ballistic markings. If the markings don't match, Miss Swift will be cleared of suspicion.
And the bullet's ballistic markings match this gun.
What? They match? Yeah.
What? No way. There's no mistake. The bullet was fired from this gun.
What?
Huh? That's strange. Looks like I was right after all, naturally. Do you really think you had me cornered? You misread the board. The one who's been cornered is you.
His fingerprints are still on it, though. What's-her-faces aren't.
If the ballistic markings match the gun, there can be no doubt. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the audience area. Who could have used the gun? Not me, because I was on stage. But what about that lady reporter in the audience? Oh, the evidence points to that young lady as the assassin who killed Rook. It's your move, prosecutor. Where'd you find this gun again? And which gun fired the bullet? At least we know. It ain't me.
This can't be happening.
President and I have admitted to the fake assassination plot. Now it's your turn to admit who the real criminal is.
That doesn't make Nicole the criminal. Don't get riled up, okay? Let him have his say first. After he's done, it won't be too late to begin our counterattack. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth. The ballistics marking, there can be no doubt. That is true. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from that gun. True. Who could have used it? A lot of people could have used it, actually. Oh, indeed.
You already know the answer. You just don't want to admit it, huh? I know the feeling. It's probably like how I felt before. Feeling so irritated, you're just itching to pull the trigger. But this ain't the time to be joking around. Only one person could have used that gun. Not me, because I was on stage. But what about that lady in the
audience. I mean, your fingerprints were on it. Can I present it and just say your fingerprints were on it? God damn it, it doesn't work. Okay, fuck off. I'd only do that just because it's such a technical bullshit that it's true, though. His fingerprints are on it, and I could easily make the argument, yeah, you used this at one point, then you gave it to her, and she then ditched the gun.
Not me, because I was on stage.
You have proof that Miss Swift fired the gun.
Oh, there, didn't the boys in blue already prove that?
But Nicole's fingerprints weren't found on the gun. And yours were all over it, pal.
Well, that's because I was handling all the evidence earlier. That lady isn't the killer. Who else could it be? You were the one who cornered the assassin in the audience. Capiche? In fact, from every angle on the board. All the evidence points to the young lady as the assassin who killed Rook.
I don't recall that being proven.
What exactly have you proved? Oh yeah, you proved that I fired the first bullet, but you're forgetting one crucial thing. Why were you called here in the first place?
It's obvious, pal. We came to find the truth.
Do you consider the worsening relationship with Zheng Fa to be the truth? No, your purpose here was to solve the attempted assassination incident.
My purpose here is for me to decide. It is not to be decided by the likes of you.
Whatever. If you spend all day arguing like this, the case is gonna go unsolved. Just give it up already. The real criminal. It's that lady over there.
No, the real criminal can be none other than the man. The ballistic markings match the gun we discovered in the trash can. When did Knightley have the opportunity to touch the gun? It could only have happened when I handed over the evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, is there anything we can do? All reasoning up until now has not been wrong. This is the obstacle we'll have to overcome. But doesn't he have decisive evidence? Testimony born from lies will always contain a contradiction. First, I'll need to press Knightley for more details. No, that's...
Didn't you say it earlier? This is the decisive evidence.
Nah.
Well, how's it feel to have a hole blown through your reasoning?
The ballistic markings match the gun we found, so... Does that mean Nicole really was the shooter? I'd like to believe otherwise.
Please got to decide evidence on side, sir.
Dude, how should I proceed? If Miss Swift isn't the killer, then the ballistic markings should not match. Thoughts, guy? The evidence is impossible. Maybe we should doubt the evidence itself, right? Doubt the evidence. Nicole's definitely not a criminal. So if the evidence says that she's a criminal, there must be something wrong with it. You seem awfully sure of yourself. It's a great thief's intuition. Intuition. Still, it's quite possible. Above all, Miss Swift doesn't seem like the type of person to tell such elaborate lies. In court, the evidence is everything, and yet here I am doubting it. Which evidence do I doubt? The gun. If anything's suspect here, it can only be the gun. The bullet was discovered just a moment ago. It couldn't have been tampered with yet. Did Knightley have a chance to tamper with the gun?
Run over. The evidence. We collected so far and leave the boy to once.
Exactly, it's when you switch the guns out.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, be a good boy and do as you're told.
I cannot resist any longer. That's it. He could have tampered with the gun at that time. There's no doubt that this gun is the real murder weapon. In that case, the owner of this gun is... Knightley. That's why his DNA's on it. Fingerprints. He must have switched the guns. Without a doubt, this is Knightley's own gun. Thank you. Who could have used that gun? Oh my god. Knightley, you.
You're the one who should hold it.
You proved it yourself. Don't tell me that you're going to betray your own logic. The bullet is stained with the victim's blood, so it's clear it took the victim's life. And the ballistic markings match the gun we found in the trash can. Nice, nice. Your face betrays your thoughts, Mr. Prosecutor. At this rate, he'll get away. Now that you've got a firm grasp on reality, it's time to take the next step. The link between the gun and the bullet is clear, so... I could use the gun. Did I say you? No. All the evidence. Can I present on this, I guess? Damn it! What do you think of this? Mr. Prosecutor. It is whatever. It counts! All the evidence actually doesn't. This one. One of these should work! Fuck off. You think any better? Always rambling on and on. You're the one who can't make a straight point. You sure have the capacity for this? Mentally speaking. I'm fucking in pain. Think things over again. Oh my god. Ballistic markings match the gun. When did Knightley have the opportunity to touch the gun? Could only have been when handed over evidence. Is there anything we can do? I just feel like I have all of them. Please. Oh, I found it! Knightley, you fiend. You switched the guns. The gun that matched the ballistic markings was yours all along. Huh. Cool. Interesting choice of moves you've made there. The switch occurred at the time you seized the evidence. When we were arguing with the president over the investigation rights. You detached the laser sight from the gun found in the audience area and attached it to your own gun. Then when you returned to the evidence, you gave me your own gun. Did I do that? So what you're saying is that I knew you'd want to examine the ballistic markings. Indeed. Staying one step ahead of your opponent, isn't that the fundamental rule of chess? Hey, fuck off. I'm glad you feel that way, Mr. Prosecutor, but you're giving me too much credit. Besides, can you even prove I pulled the old switcheroo with the guns? So the gun happens to be the same model as mine, pure coincidence. But take a closer look. Only one of them has a laser pointer attached to it. Checking the number of bullets left in the chamber. Only 2 shots fired. See? There's no evidence they switched the guns, right? Your fingerprints are on them! Giving you too much credit. That hardly sounds like something you'd say. Because I'm just more modest than you. Well, except when I'm in front of a chessboard. But we're not in front of a chessboard. That's too bad. Don't use that as an excuse later. A chessboard tie, by the way. I don't lose the game. I just couldn't find enough evidence. And the one who should have an excuse, rather. You didn't beat me at chess. You only found the evidence. Fuck you, Knightley. Pure coincidence. Take a close look. Only one of them has a laser attached. Chamber, only 2 shots fired. Like, there's fingerprints on it. 2 shots. He only fired twice. Oh no, there's 3 shots. What's the other one? Oh, I don't have it, so cool. Here you go. That evidence is this. You call that evidence? Prosecutor Edgeworth,
You're trying too hard.
Certain traces were left on this gun. Traces that prove this gun belongs to you.
Show it to me. What kind of piece you got? A rook? A bishop? Better not be a pawn.
The traces Knightley left on it are fingerprints. You left your fingerprints on this gun.
Fingerprints? Ha! That should be expected. I handled the gun earlier. When I seized your evidence, of course my prints are on it.
But what if the fingerprints are in a place they should not be?
What? That's not possible!
Allow me to show you. There's one place where your fingerprints should not be. This piece of evidence will deal the final blow to your king. Well, the only place would be like, inside. Grab, no. There you go. Here, Detective Gumshoe, please have a look at the cylinder. 2 shots were fired, sir, but where would fingerprints be? Inside, on the fucking bullets when he loaded it. You made the switch when you seized the evidence earlier. However, if all you did was switch the guns, you wouldn't be found out right away. That's because the number of bullets fired by the 2 guns are different. The gun found in the audience area had 2 shots fired, sir. What about Knightley's gun? He fired 2 shots at the balloon when he was on stage. And later 1 shot to kill Rook. 3 shots in total, not counting the number of shots he's fired since then. And after each of these times, he would reload the bullets. Tell us, Knightley, were you wearing gloves when you did that?
Oh.
Officer, if you're in your report earlier, where were Knightley's fingerprints found on the gun?
Sir, the prints weren't just found on the outside of the gun. They were also found on the bullets as well.
If all you did was handle the evidence, why would your fingerprints be on the bullets?
That's...
With this, it has been proven that you switched the guns. The gun which fired the bullet that took the victim's life. It belongs to you, Horace Knightley. You're the one who stole Rook's life. You are the true assassin. Checkmate. The fuck? Ow.
I should have been made a leader. Me! Rook, that piece of scum. If it hadn't been for him, I would have had complete control over everybody. My assassination plan, it was perfect. My plan was perfect.
Detective Gumshoe, arrest him, if you please.
Roger that, sir. Edgeworth! This game isn't over yet. You hear me? Aye.
That's enough. The rest of this game will continue in the courtroom.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn you!
Go away. Fucking president. Oh, he sucked it back in again. Better.
You have my gratitude. You exposed the murder amongst my bodyguards. For that, I am truly in your debt.
As soon as he stepped outside the plane, he reverted back to his king-like persona.
Some time ago, when I proposed the fake assassination plan. You want me and not Rook? Rook declined. So I'm asking you. What do you say? Alright, let's do this. I'll come up with the perfect plan. I can even use that guy as a chess piece. When Knightley said that, his eyes were overflowing with hatred towards Rook. Very good. I was quite anxious about asking Knightley instead of Rook. Now that I recall those events, he probably sensed the anxiety in my countenance. Perhaps that's what gave him the impetus for murder.
Mr. President, if you had not orchestrated that fake plan, this would not have happened. That is your sin. A sin that won't disappear.
Oh. Yes, you are absolutely correct. You have my sincerest apologies. I too must bear some responsibility for this. Even so, I am most grateful to you. Thank you for solving the mystery of Rook's death. I'm scheduled to stay in this country for a little longer. But if any of you ever wish to visit the Republic of Zengfa, you will always be welcome. Oh.
Oh, Lord, thank you. I'm so happy for you, Nicole. You're set up as the suspect for murder. Still, your involvement with the fake assassination plan remains a fact. You will have to submit a police questioning later. You should know that there's still a possibility you may be charged with some crime. Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this. I understand you want to catch a scoop, but there's a line that should not be crossed. I hear ya. I promise to reflect on this. We did it, Mr. Edgeworth. That was awesome. Prosecutor Edgeworth solves presidential assassination attempt. It's gonna be big news. Big news? Mr. Prosecutor, would you mind telling us how you feel about solving this case? That was certainly a quick change of attitude. No comment. Oh, don't be so ornery. The reason is because this case is not over yet. Oh, not over? What do you mean, sir? What shows that this case is not over yet? Oh, fuck me in the asshole. Well, the calling card, probably. Oh no, there's still a whole security plans getting leaked and shit. Like, that doesn't feel like present. The killer's card. The killer still hasn't carried out his request. You mean killing the president? I hope this doesn't turn into a larger incident. An assassination attempt on the president of Zengfa. News of this incident spread across the entire country. The mass media also hounded me as I began to prepare for the trial of Horace Knightley. Everyone had seen the news, and everyone was talking about it. However, amidst the commotion, nobody noticed that the game had only just begun. Spooky. Spooky! Brand new episode has been added. Imprison turnabout. Save. Yes. Saving. Don't turn off power. Okay. Only because he said so.